guys. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the Love Talk podcast with me, your host, Shante, and our co host, Miss
Unique.
Yoni.
All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right. Guys, we are back with the Love Talk podcast. And it has been an amazing day for me. How's your day been?
I'm sleepy.
She said she's sleepy. Girl, what you doing to be so tired? It's early where you
That
at. Why are you so tired?
because I dozed off at like 2 something in the morning and then woke up at 6 something and then went back to sleep.
Girl.
So I am so tired.
Look, I've been enjoying my Z's, especially on the weekend. I have gotten plenty of sleep. Plenty, plenty of sleep.
Lucky, yeah.
Girl,
I really want some Baileys so bad.
you want some who?
Baileys, the alcohol. Everybody thinks I say bay leaves, and I'm like, no,
Girl,
I'm saying Baileys.
girl, no, I thought you said babies.
Oh no, we don't do that over here.
I say, girl, you want some you just had a birthday, you want some babies?
Oh no, 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 ma'am.
I was like, okay, so you haven't caught us up on this new guy who you want some babies from. What's going
Oh
on?
no, there ain't no babies coming out this body.
She says she's done. It's a wrap. I
I,
don't know.
I I'll do adoption or surrogacy, but as far as getting pregnant, no, ma'am.
She said not happening. I don't know. I at least want one more. I want one more, possibly two, but definitely at least one
Like I
more.
said, I want another one too, just not out this body.
Say
That's
not
all.
this body. So they're gonna have to figure it out. So it's just not coming from you, huh?
No, I'm definitely not.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you, sis. All right, y'all. So today, I am so excited to have our guest. Unique, you and I on the last live stream that we recorded, we were talking about. I told you I wanted to come back for a show concerning family trauma, healing from it, and the love with family and things like that. And I ended up meeting this young lady who actually is a relational family trauma therapist, I believe, and she wanted to come onto the podcast and talk. And I
Oh,
was
that's awesome.
like, "Oh my goodness, that's awesome. That's perfect." I told her, I said, "Me and my friend were literally just talking about having this conversation." And so she wanted to come on and talk with us, and that is who our guest is today. I'm so excited to have her on here. That's one thing I notice a lot of people, especially now, every time I'm on social media, I'm scrolling on Facebook, I'm scrolling on Instagram. People are always talking about how how first of all they don't have a relationship with their family, or even the relationship that they did have with their family, how it was just so toxic, how it was very abusive, mental and physical. And it's really, really sad to see, because I believe we're all family. We're all one. You know how I feel. We're all one body. We're all part of the body of Christ. We are all family. But then a lot of people really do get extremely hurt when it comes to family that are blood, that you are related to by blood. A lot of people really, really struggle with forgiving, with having a healthy relationship with their family. A lot of people have a lot of different issues that affect them in not a good way at all. And then on top of that, it 9 times out of 10, it also travels down and it goes down to the children as well. So I am I'm excited to have her on here, because I'm really hoping that she can shed some light. She can shed some light, and maybe on why people have such a hard time forgiving their family, but then also why people what is it that, when people are going through the journey of forgiveness, that they feel like, because I've talked to people who don't want to deal with their family and talk to them anymore at all. They want to cut them off and be done with them completely. And why what is it that make people get there?
I mean, I think that is just because family is usually the last people that you think would do something to you and would do you dirty. So then the fact that it actually happens is shocking and in disbelief, because family is supposed to care about you more than anybody else. They're supposed to have your back more than anybody else. And it's like, well, if I can't, if you're gonna do this, if you could do this to me, you could do this to anybody.
Right.
So, and I think with it, because with friends, it's like you can lose friends, even though nobody wants to lose friends, but you can lose friends. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the family is blood. That's some people that you grew up with, that you've known to be. So, it's like that they're supposed to be, blood is thicker than water kind of thing. But it's not when, people are doing, when you're getting done dirty by the people you were supposed to be trusting the most.
Mm, mm. And so, have you ever been to a point with your family? I know of one person, but anyone else in your family? Well, I can't even
Pretty
say if
much
it's that person for
everybody. Pretty
sure.
much everybody.
Where you just don't have to deal with them no more at all. Like it's over, it's done, it's a wrap.
Yeah, oh yeah, there's a few. I mean, I still talk to a few of them, but I mean, they message me. I don't message them. But I've literally had most of so I won't even call them family. Most of my relatives have, in some way, shape, or form, done me dirty, except for my two younger brothers. They're like the only ones that have not done anything to me.
And you gotten to the point where you just don't have to deal with them. You just cut ties. It's just done. It's over with, and you let it.
I'm just,
You let it.
oh yeah, I'm just over it because what else? Like, what am I gonna do? What's really honestly the point of, because if I can't trust you, I'm not gonna be around you. So,
Right.
I can't trust you. There is no point in me even having to deal with you because if you could do that to me and I'm supposed to be a relative, what else could you do to me?
Mm.
So why would I put you in a position to do it to me again?
Except for the same thing that happened twice. Okay,
Yeah,
I understand that.
or even worse. Because if
I
you're
understand.
capable of, messing over family, you're capable of messing over anybody. So that means
Mm.
you can mess with me, you can mess with my kids, you can mess with if I ever get, what I'm saying? So therefore, I don't trust you. I don't
Mm.
trust your motives. I don't trust you in general. I don't trust what your intentions are. I just don't trust you. And if I can't
Wow.
trust you, I can't be around you, period.
And that is well, I guess if you could say that for family, then that would definitely mean for close friends and things like that. Just I guess people in general who's done you wrong.
Yeah, because you just don't do that to people because people like me are very rare. I am a good person. I am a good friend. I've had some friends for over 20 plus years, 30 plus years that, will tell you, I am a good friend. I'm a good person. And if you turn around and do something like that to somebody who is rare, you could do it to anybody. And
Mm.
that's, that just means you don't value the rarity of my friendship because I
Don't
don't have
value
to be your
it.
friend. I don't have to be nice to you. I don't have to treat you good. I don't have to. I choose to. I choose to be a good person. I choose to be a nice person. I don't have to though. But I choose to
Right.
because I treat people, in a sense the way that I want to be treated, but I also treat people accordingly. So if you don't like the way I'm treating you, then maybe you should think about how you're treating me because I'm treating you exactly the same.
Right, right, right. Okay, y'all. So as y'all come on, just really quickly, as everyone come on, make sure you say hi, hello. Make sure you chime in and you talk with us. We're about to bring on Dr. Miss Christie Morgan. That is who our guest is today. She's going to be joining us on the Love Talk podcast, and we're going to be talking about um, healing from family trauma. And yeah, we're about to bring her on, and we're going to get this thing started. You ready, girl?
I'm ready.
All right, we're bringing her to the stage.
All right.
Hello.
Hello. How are
How
you
are
guys?
you? Good, good. How are you
Well, how
doing?
are you?
Doing well. I'm so grateful to be here.
I
So
am
thank
so
you.
thankful that you could be here. This is so awesome. I was so excited
Yeah.
to have you on. I was just telling my co-host Unique, literally just had this conversation, and I was telling her this is something that I would like to revisit. This is something
Yes.
that I would love to revisit. This is something I would like to talk about because trauma in family is very real. It's very, very real. And
Mm.
I know personally with my family, depending on the situations, there's a lot of things people don't want to talk about. There's a
Yes.
lot of things they don't wanna
Yeah.
talk about. They wanna keep it a secret and they wanna hide it,
Mhm.
and that's just it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate because it keeps a lot of feelings and things that people are going through suppressed because of the family wanting to hide it and not talk about these things. And so
Mhm.
I'm really, really happy to have you here so that way we can because even now, even with people I know, I'm 34, and even with people who I grew up with, just friends, they experience so much of it from parents, from siblings. It's really
Mhm.
unfortunate that people get stuck there. They get stuck
Mm.
there and they can't progress and move forward because of all the family trauma.
Absolutely. I mean, I find that so many people, because we don't talk about it, feel like they're the only ones going through it. And it's such a lonely thing to feel isolated in that way. So I love that you guys are opening up the space for us to be able to talk about it and just normalize the fact that not everybody has this loving, healthy family. Like sometimes you are living um, in survival in your family and you're just trying to get by.
Right, right. And that is very, very true. You're just trying to get by. You're just trying to, you know, make it. I know
Mhm.
of some people who have even turned to substance abuse and
Mhm.
have passed because of the trauma and things like that that
Mhm.
they dealt with in their family. I know people who was um, sexually abused as children,
Mhm.
and it affected who they were at just growing up. It changed everything
Yeah.
for them. It changed everything for them, and it's really, really sad because one of the things that I hear often, especially um, from people who experienced being abused sexually by another adult, and honestly, some of them has been family. One of the things that I
Mhm.
hear the most is that they're not ready and they're not prepared for what all life is going to bring them because it seems like their guard is always up. It's
Mhm.
always up and they're
Yeah.
always looking, kind of behind their back and not trusting people. They have a really, really hard time trusting people because of those traumatic incidents and things that happen to them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that in the therapy world, we call that like your attachment style. And when somebody, especially a family member, somebody that's supposed to be trustworthy, betrays you and violates you in such a significant way, it affects the way that you interact with everyone else in your life. And for some people, they shut down and they have this avoidant attachment style, and they're like, "Nope, I just want to stay,
Mm.
self-sufficient, handle things on my own because I can't trust people to be there, let alone be safe." But then you also have, people who go the opposite direction and have this like anxious attachment style where they're like, please somebody like be with me, hold me, don't let go, don't
Mm.
abandon me. I need support. I feel scared right now. And so, you see both sides of the equation, and both of them are their own form of suffering.
Wow. Wow. And so before we go ahead and just jump into
Mhm.
everything, because we already did, go
Yeah.
ahead and could you just introduce us to what all you do and what made you get into the field of being a therapist for people who've experienced trauma in their family?
Yeah, great question. So I am a relational trauma therapist. I work specifically with couples who've experienced a lot of trauma either in their relationship or prior to their relationship, and it comes up in the way they relate with each other. And then I also work with individuals who, grew up in really toxic family environments and, or had a lot of narcissistic abuse in their life, and they're just trying to find themselves again, feel safe again, and be able to have healthy relationships. So I do both of those. And then I also, on the side, create online courses for people who are, maybe not ready for therapy, but wanting to do some healing work and really dive into um, recognizing how did my family dysfunction in my life affect me, and how do I move forward in a way where I can enjoy healthy, stable relationships instead of, recreating what we grew up with. So I do both of those. I kind of dabble in both. But
Oh,
yeah.
awesome, awesome. And that's you said that you help with couples who experience trauma and things like that in their, I guess, in their family or just growing up, and then when they get together, and then it all kind of comes out. It's really funny that you said that. I was actually just having a conversation with another friend yesterday, and I told her I was married. I was married for 9 years. I am
Mm,
divorced
mm,
now.
mm, mm.
I was married for 9 years. Unique is very familiar with the situation and the person that I was married to,
Mm,
but I was married for 9 years, and I'll never forget, my grandmother and my mom had came to North Carolina. My ex-husband, we had got stationed out in North Carolina at Fort Bragg, and they came to visit us for Christmas, and I will never forget, we were sitting at my dining room table. We had just had dinner, and I asked my mom and my grandmother, I said, "How would I know that? I mean, how would I know that if the man I am married to is not a good man? If he's not doing what a husband's supposed to do, because I didn't have a good healthy relationship or marriage to look up to growing up. And my dad was not in the picture. I said, so how do I know that this really isn't a good guy? Because during that time, him and I had been having loads and loads of issues, so many problems. The things he had went through in his childhood was coming out. The things I went through and me not being able to trust men, all those things came out. And I had to ask him this question and say, because I didn't have that anything healthy to look at growing up as far as relationships. I said, so how do I even
Yeah.
know that this guy is a good guy? And that took us down a little rabbit hole. My grandmother and my mom both gave me their opinions and things like that. But I understand what you're saying when you say things do come up when you are in a relationship, when you're married, that you think, okay, I'm over, it happened when I was a kid, and then you become an adult and you do get someone, you do marry someone, and then those childhood traumas, those things that you don't trust people with, all of a sudden
Mhm.
comes up.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think,
Yeah.
it's so valuable for people to hear that, this is more common than we think. And, it seems like deep down you knew that your body or your heart knew like something's off, like something
Yeah.
isn't good for me. I don't feel safe. And I think that's, our bodies are amazing in that they tell us when we don't feel safe. And
Mm.
the trick is learning to listen to that. And it sounds like you were able to do that for yourself.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Again, and like I said, I just understand, what you mean when you say, those things do come up in marriages,
Mhm.
because it definitely does. Those things do come up, and those unhealed places come up when you get married, because, you're with the person who you think that you trust until something happened, and then it's like, oh well, no, maybe I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't
Yeah.
trust you with this one thing. So
Hmm.
again, somewhere where I can relate. And so, as it concerns, what what is something that you do, or things or steps that you take when you're helping someone who is bringing childhood trauma into a relationship?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things is for people to get clear on who they are. And I know that sounds so cliche, but one of the things that happens when you grow up in a dysfunctional family is you learn to take on these role selves. And basically, what that is you learned that if I can act a certain way and if I can be a certain